Today I want to talk to you briefly about your role as mayor in the Board of Trustees form of government. When you were elected mayor, did anyone tell you where to find the information about how to be a mayor? Chances are they didn't. I want to draw your attention to two sources of information on your role or your duties as mayor in your form of government. One of them is this excellent material that's produced by the Oklahoma Municipal League that specifically has your duties specified in it within the pink section, as a matter of fact. And so when you have an opportunity to turn to it, you'll see exactly the items that I'm going to talk to you about today. But in the event you don't have this publication called the Handbook for City and Town Officials, you might also have in your office one of the green books that's called the Oklahoma Statutes for Cities and Towns. The same information I'm going to share with you today can also be found in Title 11 of these books, the Oklahoma Statutes. So let's go through some of the key points of being a mayor in your form of government. First and foremost, as you probably know, you didn't run for election to be mayor of your city. Instead, the statutes say you are selected or elected from within the Board of Trustees. So your constituency, so to speak, is your fellow trustees that elect you to be the mayor. But once you're elected mayor, then what does that mean? Well, there's several things. Number one, you are the presider at the meetings. That means you're the chairman at the meetings. It also means that during the course of a meeting, you're allowed as mayor to vote on any of the questions that's before the Board of Trustees. That means you can participate in the discussions, you can tell what you like and what you don't like, but you don't have veto power as a mayor. You're simply one amongst the other trustees that's allowed to vote on the questions. Now, you might also wonder, do I have any administrative duties or powers that I can exercise within my city? And the answer is flatly no. The statutes say that the mayor is only the ceremonial head of the city. So what does that mean? Well, it means you're not the administrative head of the city. So it means perhaps you get to cut ribbons when new businesses come into town. You get to kiss babies, etc., as mayor of the city. But you simply perform a ceremonial head of your municipality. More specifically, you have no authority to hire, discipline, or fire any of the employees that work for your cities. That concludes the bullet points, if you will, that are specified in the OML material and in the statutes as to what your powers are, limited as they are, as mayor of your municipality.
The duties of the mayor are pretty much ceremonial in Mannford. Go to a lot of ribbon cuttings, chair the meetings and the council meetings. I think my main job as mayor is just to see that we kind of stay on track, to keep the board organized, to keep everybody focused, and to allow everybody to do their job. I think the biggest role as a mayor is a lot of times just to stay out of the way. One of the biggest things that I did to become a successful mayor is to go see how other towns operate. I think if you just become elected and you sit inside your own town, inside your own little bubble, and you never get out of that, then you'll never grow. You don't know if you're doing something wrong unless you see it performed other ways. So I encourage myself, my council, other councils to get outside of their city limits, go to others, and go partake in other city meetings. See how everybody else does it, especially these successful ones that you would kind of like to model yourself after. Go see how they operate. If you don't go educate yourself, then you'll never know that you're doing it wrong. And that's most cities' problems right now. It's not that they're intentionally doing things the wrong way or councils are just, kind of going off on their own ways. It's the fact nobody's ever told them any different. They don't know they're doing it wrong. And the only way that you can really help yourself is to go out and educate yourself, because not very many people are just going to come and do it for you. In Mannford, we have very professional meetings. It is ran like a professional business. The things that make it onto the agenda are things that have to legally be put on an agenda. We do not discuss the type of police car, type of fire truck, or type of ambulance that we are going to buy that year. All of that is hashed out in a budget meeting. Every year we all get together, we have a big budget meeting, and we decide, yes, we need 2 or 3 police, fire, whatever trucks, and that's the end of it. That does not have to be rehashed out later on down and throughout the year and put on an agenda later. It's already been voted to approve whenever you approve the budget. So at that time you can allow your mayor or whoever to go ahead and purchase it at the time that it's needed. And that helps streamline your agendas. You're not sitting there hashing the color, make, model out for 2 hours because everybody has a different flavor of preference. So we also do not allow a public comments at the bottom of our agenda. By doing that, I feel that the council's just setting themselves up for legal trouble. You cannot discuss anything that the public brings up that is not agenda specific. So therefore, we don't even put it on our agenda to even be discussed. If somebody from the audience would like to discuss a specific agenda item, at the beginning of every meeting, we have a sheet that you must come in, sign your name, and put what you're wanting to discuss. At that time, whenever that agenda item comes up, we'll call on you. You have 2 minutes to speak. If for some reason it's a large group of people all there for the same thing, then at the beginning of the meeting, I'll instruct the group amongst themselves to come up with 2 people. And those 2 people, whether it be for or against, can come up, they can speak, and they too are limited to just 2 minutes of speaking time. That way the whole group doesn't come up and hash the same thing out and beat the dead horse over and over and over in your meeting. The best advice that I could give to other mayors is to understand your role as mayor. Your role is to set policy and procedure, to run the meetings. Outside of that, the best thing you can do for your city is to stay out of the way. Understand that it is not your job to get involved in the day-to-day operations. It is not your job to get involved with the employees or personnel of the city.
Our grant, we receive it from Grand Gateway, which is our COG. It comes down through the state and through the Department of Commerce, and then it's distributed to your COG. We applied for the application in August, and then we received a letter yesterday that we have received the $50,000. And when you apply for that application, you have to make sure what you're applying, what project it is for. You can't use that for any other projects. It has to be used for that project that you was allocated for. Cherokee Nation, I worked hard with them, and they built us a brand new water tower last year. So we had a lot of ups and downs with building it and getting everything in place with the tribe. Like I said, there's so much red tape you have to go through, so many meetings, so many board meetings with their tribe and different entities that plays a role in their future planning. The tribes are there for the towns, and they know they have to have the water and sewer and the utility service, the fire, the ambulance to come to their casinos, their housing. They have just built 29 new homes. I keep telling my colleagues, we'll keep turning over a rock and we'll find that pot of gold. We don't look back. You can't solve nothing by looking back. You got to press forward. I have a good staff that helps me with day-to-day basis. We have a lot going for Town of West Salem Springs. We will grow. It's just going to take some time. I love working with OML, our retirement group, all of our other mayors of Oklahoma. That's what it's all about, getting involved, staying involved.